I think this movie is terrible. I think this movie is horrible. No good. Very bad movie. Well, I think this movie sucks. Oh. By the way, about the intro, guys, I did not destroy anything. I was just like pretending to like smash something. And I was like imitating that trash can sequence where like they kick the trash can talking about how shit their day is. Yeah. But don't worry, I did not destroy anything. So I'm just saying out of nowhere, I don't know why. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Steves here, and welcome back to another video. And yeah, today I am doing a review. Oh, sorry, not a review. This is going to be a rant on Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Or, as I'd like to call it, Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad movie. So, Alexander the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day is a Disney film. And it came out in the year 2014, which is, I still think it's one of my favorite years for movies ever. And it is directed by Miguel Arteta, and it stars Steve Carell, Jennifer Garner, Ed Oxenbould, Dylan Minnette, Caris Dorsey, Elise Vargas, Zoe Vargas, Bella Throne, Mary Mouser, etc. Uh, and also Vic Van Dyne too. And the film tells the story, or if you could even call this a story of Alexander just having a bad day, the day before his birthday, and his day begins with a gum stuck in his hair, followed by more calamities like nobody wanted to go to this party because of Philip Parker throwing a party that's drawing everyone's attention away from Alexander, and he doesn't get the country that he wants to report about, which is Australia, because he loves Australia. And he burns down a lab, and then he gets into a huge argument with his family, and he causes his older brother he Anthony to have like a relationship crisis with his girlfriend Celia. So after all the bad days that happened, Alexander wishes of on the midnight of his birthday. His birthday wish was for his family to have a bad day of their own. And Alexander to be the only member of the family who's having a good day. And then it happens. They have a bad day. They ha- they have a bad day. Yeah, yeah. They're basically doing experiencing the things that Alexander felt experienced the day before. The father has to watch over the baby, who I do not remember the name of, because he broke his pacifier. He's like tried to, and he has to like bring him to like a job interview and stuff. And the mother, Kelly, is having crisis. Is Kelly has her job being threatened because of a misprint of a book, since she is a book publisher. The Anthony is trying to make things up with Celia, as they're both going through a relationship crisis, like what I just said. And Emily got sick, and all the stuff, and yada yada yada. Oh my goodness, me gracious me. And yeah, so yeah, it's been a while since I did a rant on a shitty movie, but I guess I'm doing it now. And if you guys are wondering why I am doing this rant on this particular movie, it's because uh, it's because there is a sequel, or rather remake, requel like that. I think I'll call it requel of there's a requel of this film called Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip. And I already watched the film, I will review it tomorrow or Wednesday, whatever. I definitely have thoughts on that film, but I will say my thoughts for the next one. Although, but I will say, yeah, I mean, yeah, I based on my thoughts on this film and also the trailer. Yeah, I mean, you can probably tell I have extremely negative feelings on that one. And yeah, so now I remember seeing this movie in cinemas back in October 2014 when this came out. The only reason I saw this, well, I saw this for two reasons. One is because it's a Disney movie, and I would literally just see any movies from Disney at the time. Yeah, I would just see like any movie I hear about. I'm aware of its existence. I would just automatically go and see this one. So see these Disney movies in theaters. This is certainly one of them, and also it came out on my brother's birthday, and apparently my brother was more interested in this film than the Book of Life, which this movie and the Book of Life came out on the exact same day. So me and my family apparently chose to go see this film first before, and then the Book of Life like the week after. And yeah, both movies are definitely polar opposites. Yeah, because if you guys remember my review for the Book of Life back in 2022, I still stand by my thoughts on the Book of Life. I think that is the most underrated animated film of 2014, and it is way, 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 way better than this piece of shit movie. I never liked this movie to begin with. Even after seeing this movie in theaters, I was like, man, why didn't we see Book of Life instead? Like, why didn't we see Book of Life first? Because, yeah, yeah, and I was like, just, and apparently I never forgot about this movie's existence. I know some people already forgot that this movie existed. I did it for some reason. And yeah, and I know that there are people who actually like this movie, and if you like this movie, more power to you. But this movie never works for me, no matter how much I think about it and how much I rewatch it with an open mind. Which I don't remember actually rewatching this movie before. You know, yeah. I don't remember if I've ever. Oh yeah, well, technically, I think I did the I did rewatch it in 2021. I had a Letterboxd log of it. I did review the film on Letterboxd. But now I'm doing this movie. I'm doing this video talking about the movie in preparation for the requel. So yeah, and after rewatching this movie online, yeah, this movie's shit, man. And you know what's bad? When this movie's not even on Disney Plus, yeah. But I think they did add this movie on Disney Plus right when that requel came out, dropped on Disney Plus. But before that, yeah, I had to watch this movie online because this was not on Disney Plus. Yeah. Now, the one thing that I don't outright hate about this movie is Mary Mouser, who you may know as Samantha LaRusso from Cobra Kai. My favorite character in Cobra Kai, tied with Devon Lee. It did make me happy to see her in a movie, but at the same time, I'm like, no, Mary Mouser, what the fuck are you doing in this? You're freaking Sam LaRusso! Like, and she's basically just a background character with no speaking lines. So I don't know how to feel about it, if I like seeing her in it or just feel like she's just completely wasted. And I wish Mary Mouser would have like more work besides just more major movies besides just Cobra Kai. Come on, Mary Mouser is a bigger name star than you think. And Danny Glover, I guess, was terrible too. I forgot to mention in my intro that Danny Glover is apparently in this film too, and he's probably like the most well received aspect of this film. But the role he plays is so incredibly wasted. Damn. The biggest problem with the film to me is that it felt like a Disney Channel original movie. It has a story, production value, and acting performances that you'd expect from a Disney Channel original movie. How is this a movie that is worthy to be released in theaters worldwide? This shouldn't even have been a movie. I mean, this should have been a sitcom series of the family having bad days. Now, I appreciate the attempt of making this a sitcom movie because that's pretty much what this movie is, a sitcom movie. But a sitcom movie still has to feel like a movie. I mean, look at the Simpsons movie, for example. It is that is a movie based off a sitcom, and it felt like a genuine movie because it has a real story and doesn't just rely on gags. So this movie is just nothing but jokes, 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 and it doesn't even have a narrative. Yeah, this movie has a lack of a plot. I kid you not on that. And yeah, you might think that, oh, is this movie actually funny? No, the jokes are fucking abysmal, and it's not even trying to be funny. The family making noises in the car when the radio is broken, and they're like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's what like. If I was in this movie, and I was in that car, I would tell the whole family to shut up, and I would yell on the top of my lungs. So, and the movie apparently creates the superstition that drinking too much cough medicine, will make you drunk. Yeah, it is true that drinking cough medicine is unhealthy, but it doesn't make anyone drunk. It's not fucking alcohol. That is so stupid. Oh, and also the joke with the baby painting it up, like painting his face with a green marker, then trying to eat it. Like, oh, that is gross. Yeah, like, oh, and also the fact that the marker is green and it's basically the color of a vomit. You can tell that it's like they're purposely trying to make the audience as a throw up on purpose. But the worst jokes, the joke in the film, the one that really grinds my gear the most, has to be Dick Van Dyne reading a children's book out loud to kids, and so basically the kid. The story was supposed to be about kids having to jump to grow because they're about to grow up, and they replaced the word jump with dump because of a misprint. So the whole scene is just today is the day you're growing up. It's time to take a dump. Take take a dump on the pool. Take a dump on the bed. Like take a dump on your mummies. Like who thought of this? God, like damn. Why? Like seriously, who thought that this was a good idea for a joke? And the plot of this has to be one of the stupidest stories I've ever heard put into a film. And apparently, you can't just say, oh, I wish my family has a bad day, and then automatically they all have a bad day. And then eventually in the film, Alexander tells, apparently confesses to his family that he wished for them to to have a bad day, and then everyone's like, "Nah, I don't believe you. That's just some fantasy. I mean, it's not your fault." And then all of a sudden, they're like, "Okay, since Alexander told us, we'll have a good day from now on." Like, come on, people. That's not how it works. Oh, and for an 81-minute movie, I guess it's not too long, but at the same time, I mean, they really rushed like so many plot points. You could tell that this really should have been longer. And my god, the characters are so unlikable. So much so that Mary Mouse's character, who is literally a background character, is the best character of the film. I kid you not. The family's chemistry is incredibly forced. I mean, I did not care about this family. I mean, the movie tries to make you care about their bonding, but goddamn, I mean, it's just so forced, man. But what's even worse when it comes to character relationships is the romance between Anthony and Celia. One of the worst romantic chemistries I've ever seen ever put to film. Like even when Anthony apologized to Celia and Celia accepted it, it's so obvious that she still did not want to be with Anthony. I mean, you can look by you can clearly tell by the looks of Celia's face and it's just so the romance is so forced. Oh, and also, you know what makes things worse is that Celia is the one being a dick, and she thinks that Anthony, and she just blames Anthony for it. Like, pretty much in that phone call, basically, when Anthony was calling Celia, Alexander thought that Anthony was talking to him, and then Anthony's like, "Oh, I love you," and Alexander just answers him and is like, "Oh, I love you too," and then Anthony just gets annoyed by his uh little his brother. Oh, and by the way, Anthony like saying to Celia that she like about she wants to touch her butt cheeks, and then Alexander thinking that Anthony said that to Alexander like said that to Anthony said that to Alexander. Oh my god, that's not funny. I mean, Celia should just ask like who were you talking to? I mean, like and or I mean to be fair, Anthony also had his kind of fault as he could have just told Celia, oh wait, give me a moment, I need to talk to someone else. I'm talking to someone else, and then he just like confronts Alexander. But at the same time, Celia is the one who would just be like, oh what the fuck? Why just tell me you're annoying? That's it. I'm hanging up with him, and just because and then even when Anthony told Celia that he's talking to that was Alexander he's talking to. Celia's just like, fuck you. I'm breaking up with you. Come on, man. Such a horrible girlfriend. Like, who wants to have a girlfriend like that? I mean, she isn't even hot anyways to me. Like, I'm not even a fan of Battlestar, to be honest. Yeah, and even if the pacing goes by way too fast, it somewhat becomes boring. Like, yeah, and my god, it is a snooze fest of a movie. And such good talents were incredibly wasted, including both Steve Carell and Jennifer Garner. They are so much better than this. Elektra has a better Jennifer Garner role than Kelly in this film. I do not say that lightly. Like, oh, and also like if you even look at the Jennifer Garner's face in the poster, which by the way is one of the worst posters I've ever seen, you can tell she's like, what the fuck am I doing in this film? Like, yeah, her uncanny face, yeah, you can just tell. Oh, and also the score, one of the worst scores I've ever heard for the film. Like, as a huge score guy myself, it kind of feels just insulting. It just sounds the music just sounds unpleasant. Like, boing 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 boing. Like what the fuck is that? Oh, and also, yeah, I did not give a shit about the ending. Yeah, I mean, it's just predictable. So overall, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day is a film that's hard to sit through because of how bad it is. Not the worst movie in 2014. There are worse movies than this, but certainly up there for sure. And yeah, man, 2014 for Disney. Yeah, I mean, sure, yes, you got Big Hero 6. You got Big Hero 6, which is my favorite anime film in 2014. I love Big Hero 6. But you can tell that, yeah, 2014 is not Disney's year with both this Planes Fire and Rescue. Although it is an improvement from the first one, still not good. And fucking Maleficent. Yeah, 2014 is kind of a bad year for Disney, to be honest. And yeah, but yeah, this is by far the worst Disney movie of this entire year. So yeah, if I were to rank the Disney movies in 2014 that I somewhat remember came out in 2014, number one is easily Big Hero 6. Number two is Planes, Fire and Rescue, even if that one is still not good. I think it's mediocre at best, by the way. Number three is Maleficent, and this one right here is the worst of them. But I probably forgot about some other Disney movies. So yeah. So as I said, guys, I'm going to give Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad movie 0 stars out of 5. Fuck this movie. Woo! Woo! Man, now I can live free without having to ever think about this movie again. But I mean, I'm still gonna have to think about this franchise because we still got that requel to go. So yeah, so that's all for my rant on this movie. What are your thoughts on this film? Would you agree with me that this movie sucks ass and it's one of the worst? And who agrees with me that this is the worst Disney movie of 2014? Or do you agree? Or do you think that this movie is actually enjoyable and better than what I say it is? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my rant on Alexander and a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad road trip. Oh. Bye, guys.